So we now get to the last set of qualifying heats for the 2018 season, and first off, kicking it all underway is going to be Junior Max. So it's race 7 of the day. It's qualifying heat 3AC, groups A and C for Junior Max. Grid is as follows. On the front row is James Wharton from Australia, with Vincent France from Germany alongside him on the front row. Then you've also got Jerzy Szpinkiewicz and Linus Henson on row 2. That's 325 and treble 3. Kobe Powles and Robert De Haan on row 3. Row 3, that's 322 and 321. Danny Van Dijk in the 356 and Mads Ries on the 399 on row 4. Levent Reves and Jules Castro, row 5, 371, 311. Max Stemmerdink, 319, and Viggo Hjorvard, 324 on row 6. Albin Karlsson and Gianni Andersani at 338 and 346. That's row 7 ahead of Jan Pokos in the 320. Christian de Klein on the 361 on row 8 with Jeff Machiels, 357. Lukas Shabinskas, 337. David Mitov and Lucian Svavov, that's 348 and 349, rounding out the 20-strong grid. This is the last qualifying heat for Junior Max for 2018 in the Rotax Max Euro Trophy season. Let's see how this one pans out, because it is going to be a battle royale at the front. Expect James Wharton to start leading from the onset, but what are the field behind him going to do? We're about to get underway here in the final Junior Max qualification heat, number 3 of the 2018 racing season. They come round the final 180-degree right-hand hairpin. So it's going to be a case of wait to see what happens now. We get towards the business end of the qualifying stages of round 4 of the championship, and look at how slow the pace is being controlled by James Wharton and Vincent France on the front row. On the screen, it's Wharton to the left, France to the right. They go into the tram lines. Race control is going to set them off, and they go into battle. And James Wharton has dropped down to fifth initially. And there's one car going very wide on the outside of turn 4 there. They go into the left-hander at turn 5, into turn 6. And at the front of the field, do my eyes deceive me? Well, I can see, I think that might be Robert De Haan now leads, and Linus Henson and Mads Ries are your top 3. James Wharton goes up the inside there. I think that might be of the 330 of Vincent France. So the Aussie now starting to come back, and he knows he's got the pace under him. He's shown that all weekend long thus far, setting the best time in qualifying for qualifying practice 1 earlier on today. And he's got behind him Vincent France and Danny Van Dijk from the Netherlands. So it's De Haan leading from Henson, Ries, Wharton, France, Van Dijk. But it is now Linus Henson leading. But there's a change of position yet again, with Robert De Haan retaking the lead, coming through turn 6, into turn 7, 8, 9, into 10 they go. Now into the, as Wharton goes pretty much up the inside and powers past Mads Ries, who's trying to force the issue going back into the last hairpin on the circuit here. But what an incredible display of control from our Junior Max contingent at the front of the field, and also all the way down. I know that Kobe Powles is a little bit further down than he would like to be, and he's all the way down in 12th position, but he's just got past, I think that is Pokos in the 320 for 11th position, as there's more changes, and Robert De Haan is coming under increased pressure. Oh, the contact between Henson and De Haan, which puts the German on the, right back into the melee in the middle, and everyone swoops past to avoid, which now includes Kobe Powles. So now leading, it is Robert De Haan, as the lightest bit of contact between him and James Wharton on the penultimate hairpin. But look at Mads Ries, he is absolutely flying as the Dane. He's trying to go up the inside of the Dutchman into the penultimate hairpin, but De Haan goes past him and also up the inside of James Wharton into the final corner. This is absolute dynamite driving at the front of the field. What great control and display by our youngest competitors in this championship, as Wharton's trying to swarm all over the back bumper of De Haan, going through a little bit of a tap from behind by the Aussie. The slightest amount of contact. 4 minutes and 8 seconds to go on the clock. It is still De Haan. And, Corbett Pauwels has gone all the way down to the back part of the field. What a disaster for the Belgian. And there's also more drama for other drivers as well. And the driver that's been affected looks to be, well, that's the 319 of Stemmerdink has dropped around. Oh, there's a massive contact. 2 into the barriers off of the penultimate hairpin. And it was 3 wide going into that corner. So 5-second penalties issued to both Vincent France and also the treble 3 of Linus Henson. So double wave yellows on the penultimate hairpin. Both drivers trying to get them carts away from the tyre barriers, as one of them almost falls over in the process of doing so, but the field is going to have to watch themselves. Oh, we've got one off. There's another cart off, just off of turn 4, who now rejoins. And that is Jules Castro. And more penalties being issued. 399, Mads Ries, 321, Robert De Haan. That is absolute, that has really changed the dynamic of this race. So Jules Castro, having come a cropper at turn 4, had to go to the outfield as the leaders now come round to cross the start-finish line. So James Wharton is still on the back bumper of Robert De Haan, who has been issued with a 5-second penalty. So more changes up and down the field. So Stemmerdink and Svavov were the 2 involved up at the end of that corner. So running order at the moment as it stands on the track at the moment. Robert De Haan leads from James Wharton. 3-second penalty for both Vigor Hjorvard and also the 349 of Svavov, who is no longer taking any further participation in this race. Leaders come across the start-finish line. Well, where did that one come from, James Wharton? He was just waiting in the wings to throw one past Robert De Haan, and actually went on the outside of turn 2 as they swooped into turn number 3. So Wharton now takes the lead. Oh, a little bit of bumping from behind from Van Dijk on Robert De Haan. Oh, more contact between the pair, and that's allowing Spinkovic, who's just gone past Van Dijk for 3rd place. So the Polish driver really, really coming alive in this particular heat. So at the moment your running order is De Haan, Wharton, it is Wharton from now Robert De Haan, as we have just over 60 seconds to go in this Junior Max final qualifying heat of the season. And James Wharton from Australia in the 3:13 is definitely making good his intentions for the rest of the weekend, as Spinkovic is right on the back bumper of De Haan going through turn 3. And there was more moves up and down the order. Looks like Vincent France might have gotten past, well, he's got past Mads Ries. I think he's also got past, well, Linus Henson as well, as there's more moves up and down the order. Spinkovic and De Haan are trading places. This is allowing Danny Van Dijk to get into this battle for what is effectively 2nd position. So Wharton leads, De Haan 2nd, Spinkovic is in 3rd, and 3:56 of Van Dijk now in 4th place as they come through the penultimate hairpin. 20 seconds on the clock to go, plus 1 additional lap. So will there be enough time for James Wharton to cross the start-finish line before the timer counts down? It could be very close right now. So time has expired. And next time around it's going to be last lap board, as there's more dodging, ducking, darting and weaving for the three battling over second position, and that person was Danny Van Dijk behind Jerzy Spinkovic, who's trying to really go back on the offensive and goes up the around the outside on the approach into turn 5. Nice work by the Polish driver. He now takes what is effectively third place. So this time around it will be the last lap board being shown to, first of all, James Wharton. So final lap, and James Wharton's lead over Robert De Haan is extended to over 1.5 seconds. And Vincent France, I think, has actually stolen, is trying to keep away as, look, Linus Henson is really getting into the thick of things. He gets past Danny Van Dijk, and look at where Mads Ries is at the moment. He's also trying to fend off the 325 of Jerzy Spinkovic, as there's more up and downs through the order, as the likes of Pokosh, Castro Hjorvard and Revez are also trying to fight tooth and nail, but when it is all going to be very, very, well, it's going to be ended very, very shortly indeed, because round towards the final corners comes James Wharton from Australia in the 3:13. He's really kicked off his weekend in style, pole in qualifying, and now that's another great result from the Aussie here in Wackersdorf. So Vincent France takes second before the having been given a 5-second penalty. Vincent France takes third, Linus Henson fourth ahead of Danny Van Dijk. So three different nations rounding out the top 5. So let's run you through the finishing order here for the final Junior Max qualification heat of the 2018 Rotax Max Euro Trophy season. Your winner is Australia's James Wharton in the 3:13, beating Robert De Haan to the line by over 1.665 seconds. Vincent France from JJ Racing takes third, ahead of countryman Linus Henson, who stole fourth position from Danny Van Dijk on either the penultimate or the last lap here. Jerzy Spinkovic, Mads Ries, Jules Castro, Jan Pokosh and Levent Revez round out the top 10 ahead of Igor Hjorvard, Gianni Andrisani, Christian de Klein, Jeff Machiels. Gobi Pauls recovered up to 15th place ahead of Carlson, Mitov, Scherbinskas, with both Max Stemerdink and Lucian Svavov ending up in the barriers on the penultimate hairpin at the with just about 7 laps ago.